Alright, so here's my Quake single player map. The theme is a moon base that's been infiltrated by aliens or monsters, whatever you want to call it. And so the player starts in the sleeping quarters of the moon base. And if they go forward, there's two paths that open up. One goes to the cafeteria, which has a view of the moon's surface and the Earth in the distance. And the other goes into a gym, just like a place where the people living on the moon base would exercise. And the gym has an armor over here and some ammo. And originally, what I wanted to do was to have this door locked so that the player had to go through the cafeteria into the research lab, which is the next room, and back through here so that they could grab this armor. But in the end, I just thought it'd be easier to have this door open up and the player got this armor and the ammo. And then if they go through here, same thing with the other side, it leads to the same spot. This leads to the research lab, which is where you find your first encounters. And as you can see, usually these are the first to notice the player. If they're on the other side or looking the other way, they won't notice the player. But I found during testing that most of the players go straight to these guys and immediately kill them. In my original layout, I had imagined that players would sneak into the other rooms and see what's in there first. But then I realized this is Quake, not like a stealth game really. And so, players were very aggressive when they entered this room. And so most players killed these guys and then would touch this door and then see that they need a gold key. And then they would go and look around for one. The layout's pretty simple. There's just 3 rooms, 2 on this side and 1 on this side. And if you come in here, there's another guy waiting for you. Once you clear him, there's a nail gun. And then another view of the Earth and the moon surface. If we go to the next room, there's this guy patrolling, and then there's another guy patrolling on the other side. But they interchange room, so they just like swap places. But once you get rid of those, you go over here and you find the gold key. I'm actually really proud of this area because of all the small props that I had to go make to make it feel like a research lab. I made these small beakers and some computers that look like they're like harboring research data, or just some screens. I also wanted to make it, because this is like an infiltrated moon base, I wanted to make it look like things weren't working as they were supposed to, or at least when it was running fine before. And that's why I have these lights turned off and this light turned off. And I just made some small props to make it feel like it's, a research lab, a moon-based research lab. So once the player has the key, they continue on. And then there's this airlock here. Once the player goes through here, they can't go back. But once they go through here, this airlock opens. And then they immediately see a shambler. Now they're far away enough where the shambler doesn't detect them, so that they can prepare to fight him. But at least during testing, most of the players I saw just went straight ahead and then died. But if you take it slow, it gives you a chance to like really look at the enemy and spot what's the best route. But once you pass through this area, there's actually low gravity. And once we go through here, Shambler notices us. Begins attacking. A lot of people that tested the map said they were big fans of the trees as cover and made it feel like, you know, this is supposed to be a moon garden. And they're like, well, yeah, it feels like a moon garden. And I was really happy to hear that from them. And so you can come up here, and once you clear all of these, the airlock down there opens. So here we have another view. If you jump high enough, you can actually see the rest of the map. See like the moon and the surface and all that. But up here, all these doors are locked except for this one, because there's a secret in here, and it's the grenade launcher. And this door is locked from this side, and we'll get to that later. But yeah, so once the player has gotten everything they need, they go to the airlock and continue forward. And then this closes as soon as they pass, and they cannot go back. Over here, we have these enforcers on this side, and I have them placed on this side because this is the area that the player has to go towards. But they can turn left here and then break these to find a secret area, which has armor and the super shotgun. And this door right here is locked, but if they go through this door, there's a blob that is waiting for you, and then this door's locked. Just like a little surprise element. But if the player continues following this red light here, they enter the communications room. And I set up this room so that these two enforcers are looking the opposite way, while there's another one patrolling right behind it. And then the player would use this middle pillar as cover and support. The people that played this, or play tested this map, were actually big fans of this room. They said it felt like they were in a moon base, which also really made me happy to, that feel that they were immersed, I guess. Here there's two openings where we have another view of the moon's surface and the moon's, or the star, or the galaxy. But here there's a left turn, and there's a guy waiting, and then with the super nail gun. So this is the electronics area, and as soon as we come in here, the player is ambushed by these two enforcers, and they notice that there's some items up here, so they can go up and get them. But as soon as they come over here, they're spotted by this fiend. And what I wanted to do with this area, I forgot about these scraps. What I wanted to do with this area was make it like a scary, you can't really see, haunting horror area. And I think I achieved that when I had one of the place testers in this area here trying to kill the enforcer on top. And then the fiend here came out of nowhere and they screamed, and it was really, like an amazing moment for me. I was like, yes, I did what I wanted to do. But yeah, so the player would parkour up here to get some health and more ammo. Let me get this real quick. Cool. And then here, there's just some stairs that lead to these buttons that will open this door. Once this door is open, there's nothing here. And then this door over here, there's the what's it called? Lightning gun. And then this door opens up and it just leads back to the moon garden. It closes. So that would be if you missed the grenade launcher the first time you were in that area, you can come back and get it. And once you go over here, this is an elevator down to the final boss area, if you will. And I had a couple people tell me this part was really hard, so I spaced out all the boss or all the enemies that come out just to make it a little simpler. But yeah, as you can see, this is supposed to be like a moon crater. And you're supposed to kill all the enemies at the end. And it says there are more to go, but you're like, where are all the enemies? And that's because they spawn in after, I think, 30 seconds. So this is where the player might get a little confused. I wasn't sure how long I wanted it to be, but here we go. They're spawned in. And once they've killed those, another shambler spawns in. And I think the reason that most people found this area hard was because they didn't find all the weapons I had placed around the map. And so they found it difficult to kill all of them. But once you kill those scrags, that's the last enemies that you have to defeat. And this airlock opens, and you're done. And that's my Quake Moonbase map. Thanks for watching. Any feedback would be appreciated. Yeah, thanks.